Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Lions and the Texans. All that and more coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Houston Texans taking on the NFC champions, the Detroit Lions. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go now. 60 Maverick. Come back team. Warriors, 70 Ranger.
Throwing on first down. Holland. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
19 right.
On first and 10, Holland. That one complete. He finds Shark. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Here we go. 50
to throw on second down. Holland. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. And Oliver in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
19 tight. 18 Lander.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. There goes a 42, making a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return, and the Texans will take over. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
11 MT, hey! 11 MT, 12. John?
Burrow will throw. Drops this off with Nwangu. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to, and he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed, and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handle winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that game.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Burrow, he'll get this to Nwangu. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They get 17 down to the 17, and it's a first down. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Brevin Jordan, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Holland. And that is incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So that does it for the first quarter of Super Bowl 62. Back in a moment. 7-0 is our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we are ready to return to Super Bowl 62 action. Start of the second quarter. Here we go. First down. Here's Burrow. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Ed Oliver, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Holland. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
On one, ready?
Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow. They'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And they're going to get this up to midfield. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Burrow. That's complete to Pierce. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 24-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
Yeah, big play there. When you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, and he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Brevin Jordan, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Texans continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, the incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. To throw on 3rd down. Holland. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Back to throw again. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion left. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to air one out. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it. They'll look to throw again. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by the former Lion, Darius Slay. And the Texans force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace it.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for the running back to roam.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
But partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
11 empty, take. 12.
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow going up top. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
11
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He's going to try and go deep again. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Texans send the punter out. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. A final shot before break. Holland. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
11. Thomas. 11 Myers.
And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start.
we go.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long.
11, 11. 11, 11, 11. 12, 12, 12.
Now it's Burrow. He's got a man, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time you wait for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
He's going to let it go again. And this is taken in at the 5. A huge play there for Houston. And even 50 yards. We know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations. Because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
11 MT, 11 MT. 11, 11,
And the tight end goes in motion left.
11, 11, 11, 11.
Second down and goal. Burrow. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Brevin Jordan with his 3rd touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the Texans will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and it's now 21-0. After the made field goal, here's Blankenship again. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. On first down, Holland. Looking for Wright, and he finds him. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Operating from the gun, Holland. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Wright. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. On first and 10, and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball is not free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity.
And they're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Marcus Jones picks it, and the Texans are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And they go play action now. Burrow. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Burrow looking to pass. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Brevin Jordan with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight. And the Texans are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Marcus Jones picks it. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
45 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
First down, they go right back to Pierce. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Gun. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Burrow, 15 yards. And the Texans are starting to pour it on at the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes this 35-0 now. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
It's been a fun one through 3. It always is. The final. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this. blowout that's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
The Lions on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by the former Lion, Darius Slay. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. But not only is his defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one, and even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
Taken at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Those Super Bowl hopes that they had really dwindling now here in the fourth quarter. That NFC crown that they got 2 weeks ago seems like a distant memory as they have been outplayed tonight. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again. Holland. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Throwing on first down. Holland. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by the former Lion, Darius Slay. And the Texans are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Amari Barno getting there to make the stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, but that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Looking to throw on second down. Rudd, right's got it. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Christian Wilkins coming right up the gut, gets in there for a loss of 9. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now here's a throw that's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Holland got his man complete over the middle. It's right. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And they will take a knee here. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Here we go.
2nd and 11 now. A run for Pierce out of the gun.
And some room to maneuver. There he goes left side. He's at the 40.
122 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this Super Bowl. So that run there, yeah, I don't know if it's overstating things to call it a thing of beauty, but in terms of football plays, that's as good as you're going to see.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can on a run because of that first contact? But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned